like tomorrow didn't matter. We had lost the track of time. Now that we're moving to a new chapter, I hope you remember. We're just gonna be fine, no matter what lays ahead of us. There's plenty of miracles down the line. And if you ever feel you're hopeless, remember that we're just gonna be fine. Ooh, ah, ooh. When you think about all we've been through, the good, the bad, but hey, why right? Wouldn't change a thing. Whatever happens, I know we should just follow the signs. Now that we're moving to a new chapter, I hope you remember. We're just gonna be fine, no matter what lays ahead of us. There's plenty of miracles down the line. And if you ever feel you're hopeless, remember that we're just gonna be. When it's cloudy, it's hard to see through. All the colors around you. But I know you have the sun in you to make it shine all over again. We're just gonna be fine, no matter what lays ahead of us. There's plenty of miracles down the line. And if you ever feel you're hopeless, remember that we're just gonna be fine, no matter what lays ahead of us. There's plenty of miracles down the line. And if you ever feel you're hopeless, remember that we're just gonna be fine.
Study session, April 25th. Tonight we only have a council session. So there's nothing before, nothing after council. With that, clerk, please call the meeting to order.
Mayor Harkey,
Here.
Vice Mayor Rowe,
Here.
Councilmember Harris,
Here.
Councilmember Lopez,
Here.
Councilmember Stewart,
Here.
Councilmember Ellis,
Here.
Councilmember Orlando.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is scheduled public appearances, and if Councilmember Ellis would join me up front.
I'm green with envy.
We normally have a rotation in which everyone has an equal time, but Councilmember Ellis pulled some strings with Councilmember Stewart to
I
To,
can never tell her
get
now.
up here. All right. Our first scheduled public appearance is a proclamation from National Police Week, and accepting will be Chief Duggan. Good evening, Chief. Whereas the Congress and President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week, and whereas the members of the Chandler Police Department play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of the residents of Chandler in pursuit of its mission to provide a safe community where people can live, work, and thrive. And whereas it's important that all residents know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their police department, and that the members of our police department recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression. And whereas the men and women of the Chandler Police Department unceasingly provide a vital public service to the community and are deserving of being honored as heroes. Now, therefore, I, Kevin Hartke, Mayor of the City of Chandler, Arizona, do hereby proclaim May 15th and 21st through 21st, 2022 as National Police Week, and May 15th, 2022 as Peace Officers Memorial Day. And with that, call upon all residents of Chandler and all patriotic, civic, and educational organizations to observe National Police Week with appropriate ceremonies and observances in which all people may join in commemorating the law enforcement officers, past and present, who have rendered dedicated service to their communities and have established for themselves an enviable and enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all residents. I further call upon all residents of Chandler to observe Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of those law enforcement officers who, through their courageous deeds, have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community or have become disabled in the performance of duty, and let us recognize and pay respect to the survivors of our fallen heroes. Chief.
Mayor, on behalf of the men and women of the Chandler Police Department, I'd like to thank you, all the members of council, and of course our community for absolutely amazing support and for honoring and remembering the members of our organization who have died in the line of duty. And as you know, this past year has been very difficult. We lost 3 of our friends and colleagues, Tyler Britt, Jeremy Wilkins, and Chris Farrar. So it's with your support and continued appreciation, it just helps us get through some very trying times. And I just want to recognize all the men and women that continue to work and serve, and just thank them for making a difference, helping to keep our community safe. Thank you.
And as you know, it was very important that for me to be able to join our team in DC for the memorial there on the latter end of the Greater Phoenix Economic Council trip. So I look forward to hanging out with our team in blue, Chandler Blue, in DC that week. Let's take a picture. Our next proclamation is Arbor Day, and accepting is Andrew Hutch, our Parks and Maintenance Supervisor. Andrew.
Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Now I can see. Thank you. Whereas Chandler parks and neighborhoods are as unique and vibrant as our citizen, as trusted stewards of Chandler's public land, protecting and maintaining its natural diversity. The city maintains appealing landscape in our parks and open spaces, contributing to our community being a great place to live, work, and play. And whereas the city recognizes trees can be a solution to combating climate change and improving our outdoor spaces by cutting heating and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life giving oxygen, expanding shade, and providing habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees in our cities increase property values, enhance the economic vitality and business areas, and beautified our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And whereas, in recognition of the city's dedication to preserving and expanding Chandler's urban forest, Chandler is designated as a Tree City, USA, for 10 consecutive years. And whereas America celebrates Arbor Day on the last Friday in April and the immeasurable contribution made by trees, and inspires people to plant, nurture, and celebrate trees. Now, therefore, Mayor Kevin Harkey of the city of Chandler, Arizona, do hereby proclaim April 29, 2022 as Arbor Day. In witness thereof, we have set the seal, his hand, and caused the seal of the city of Chandler, Arizona, to be affixed this 11th day of April 2022. Thank you so much for everything.
My glasses are smudged. No, they're not. Our next proclamation is the Chandler Chamber 110th year anniversary. And Terry Kimmel, Rick Human, and Terry, come on down. The Chandler Chamber is our big brother by about 1 month, right?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. But who's counting?
42 days.
Whereas for the past 110 years, the Chandler Chamber of Commerce has promoted and supported the community and businesses that reside in Chandler. And whereas the mission of the Chamber is to provide vital programs and strategic services that attract and retain businesses while embracing its diversity. And whereas beneficial to the success of a great city that grew from a small outpost in 1912 into the bustling Chandler today, is a strong and vibrant business community. And whereas the Chamber provides many services and amenities to more than 1,500 member businesses that represent over 170,000 employees in Chandler, creating a network for business to better connect to each other while preparing young business leaders to gain a competitive advantage for our city and the future. Now, therefore, I, Kevin Hartke, Mayor of the City of Chandler, do hereby proclaim the month of April 27th as Chandler Chamber of Commerce Day. Gary, would you like to get in here too, please? The next one is an exciting one we're all excited about. The recognition of Volunteer Recognition Award recipients. And I guess Rory, okay, yeah, Rory and your team are going to be coming up accepting. So we've got 9 winners, including one group, and you're going to tell us about them.
Yes, sir, I am. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. In honor of National Volunteer Month, the City of Chandler is very excited to present the annual Chandler Volunteer Recognition Awards. This is in honor of all the tremendous impact and contributions that these volunteers have had in our community. And each year, community members can nominate these volunteers to be recognized, and a committee convenes to review each nomination and select the best and brightest volunteers that Chandler has to offer. So that's who we have here today before us. And to kick us off, we're going to start with our Mayor's Choice Award, which is Compass Christian Church. So if you guys want to come up. So from Compass, we have Dawn, Marilyn, Teresa, Lindsay, Gina, and Charles. They all have done different projects throughout the community. They're very active and volunteer all over the city with nonprofit organizations like Ascend, Salvation Army, East Valley Dream Center, and so many more. They also put on a free mental health event for our community, parents and teens, called the Breakthrough Conference. And they continue to look for new opportunities to meet the needs of our community. So thank you, Compass, for being here and for everything you do. I know that Stephanie's going to grab a picture. Thank you. And next up, we have the Youth Award, which is given to a young volunteer who's dedicated, positive, and hardworking, someone who stands out among all others. And that award this year goes to Liberty Rodriguez. Liberty has a passion for Ascend's clients and has volunteered for over 200 hours this past year. She helps in the food bank and teaches other young volunteers how to give clients the very best care. So thank you, Liberty, for being here. Next up, we have the Working Together Award, which is given to an organization who went above and beyond on a volunteer project here in Chandler. And this year's award winner is McCarthy Building Company. McCarthy volunteered at Forest City Day back in October, where they went above and beyond for the homeowner. Not only did the group spread gravel in the front yard and paint the exterior of the house, but they designed a walkway in the backyard and disassembled and removed an old playground structure. So thank you, McCarthy. Thank you. Next up, we have the Sunbeam Award, which is given to a volunteer who's the most cheerful person in the place, and they have the best personality, attitude, and their mere appearance brightens the area around them. So this year's award winner is Francis Castellana. So Frances started volunteering at Ascend 1 day a week and then realized the need for volunteers was so large that she quickly increased to 4 days a week. She takes meals to homebound seniors and is sometimes the only person that senior will see that day. She recognizes the importance of socializing and makes sure to ask how each senior is doing. So thank you, Frances. Next up, we have the Strong Arms Award, which is given to a volunteer who's not afraid to take on any new job, no matter how down and dirty it may be. And they're also called the Jack or Jill of all trades. So this year's Strong Arms Award winner is Bob Hilbert. And Bob has helped with everything from loading fresh produce from the food bank into a client's car to helping the housing program clients move in and put all the pieces of their furniture together or assembling new toys for the youth program. And Bob is described as being flexible and willing to lend a helping hand wherever needed. So thank you, Bob. And next up, we have the Multitasking Maestro Award, which is given to someone who takes on a diverse array of assignments at the same time and can juggle them effectively. So this year's award winner is Emily Slater. And Emily volunteers in Ascend's Food Bank as well as the Family Resource Center, and she's always willing to learn something new. So when asked which Ascend program she wanted to volunteer with, Emily replied, "Where do you need the most help?" So thank you, Emily. Next up, we have the Makes It Happen Award, which goes to a volunteer who works for many organizations with the goal of contributing anywhere and everywhere in any way they can. So this year's award winner is John Simmons. John started out volunteering at Feed the Children, where the work he did helped over 500 families. And John is described as a hard worker who is always smiling and kind, which is how he earned the nickname The Machine. Uh, but his service doesn't end there. John started volunteering at St. Mary's Food Bank and then moved on to help deliver hot meals with Ascend, and he continues to look for more ways to help out in Chandler. So thank you, John. Next up, we have the Longevity Award, which is given to someone who has worked for an organization for many years and provides a commitment and dedication to their service that is awe-inspiring. This year's Longevity Award goes to Jerry Rooney. And aside from Jerry being very popular on our social media and getting so many comments and likes, he's been volunteering at least once a week with Neighbors Who Care for over 24 years and provided transportation to medical appointments over 1,188 times. And Jerry did not let the pandemic stop him. These clients that interact with him describe Jerry as sweet, giving, and extra special, which we agree. So thank you, Jerry. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Innovation Award, which is given to a volunteer who brings creative and unique solutions to the job. This volunteer showcases their resourcefulness. This year's Innovation Award winner is Rachna Nath. And Rachna has created an after-hours program that provides a place for students to innovate and learn about research. This includes applying for grants to fund their research and producing real-world solutions for the community. Her dedication and commitment to support her students has brought a unique perspective to ACP high school students, and the success that you see in her students is a testament to her hard work. Okay, my turn. Thank you, Rachna. And that's our last award.
We do want to thank all the award winners, and I know council would love to have pictures with individuals or all of you at the conclusion of our meeting. It shouldn't take too long. We had a group that was coming in, and they had to cancel because of some reasons beyond their control. So we will be making up with this last group, City of Chandler All of Us Award, and we will reschedule them. With that, that concludes our scheduled public appearances. Councilmember Stewart, she really enjoyed that. I think whatever you're bartering for, it ought to be good. So, Council, next is our consent agenda. We had a number of items that were called in regard to our study session, 4 altogether. And first is item number 1, Councilmember Harris.
Thanks, Mayor. I wanted to acknowledge this particular item because this is, again, showing how Chandler continues to go out and get funding from various places to help support our economic development through our airport efforts. This particular grant, we're adopting a resolution to accept an airport pavement management system grant from ADOT in the amount of $617,580. And this state program supplements federal and local funds to ensure airport pavement remains in good condition for aviation activity. So again, this is something that I think is important to show how we continue to do a great job at the airport underneath our new airport manager right there. We're not just using taxpayer dollars. We're putting our brains to work, and we're making sure we're going out there and getting those dollars. So I just wanted to acknowledge, and great job to staff, great job to the airport manager for doing a wonderful job in this area.
Thank you, Councilmember. Items 7 and 8 were called in by Councilmember Orlando. I did know you spoke to staff. Do you still have questions or comments, sir?
Yeah, 7 and 8 both are really good projects, and probably spend a few minutes here discussing what we're doing here.
Item number 7.
Yeah, and Mayor, like I said, we all up here know that COVID had a lot of vulnerabilities that we understood in our community. And this thought process here is a great idea. I think be able to help us navigate through future data issues. So,
okay. Mayor, Councilmember Orlando, thank you for the opportunity. Item number 7 is design services for outside fiber telecommunications buildings. This is for 4 unmanned buildings and connections to our fiber network. It will be located at Brooks Crossing Park, Desert Breeze Police Substation, Public Safety Training Facility, and the Veterans Oasis Park. This is driven by the Fiber Master Plan updates and upgrades that we're doing to our system. The primary objective of this is to make our system more robust and prevent large-scale outages. These buildings will be fiber hubs and contain equipment that will add pathways to our network. In the past, there have been outages which these would help prevent. After internal discussion, it was decided to place them in separate facilities rather than existing facilities. This is because the equipment will be very sophisticated and it will provide sufficient space for the equipment. It would also prevent tampering or accidents from affecting the system and prevent fiber maintenance from interfering with other city operations such as police and fire. And with that, I would be happy to answer any questions.
no, I appreciate you coming forward. It's just a good decentralization of resources. If an area goes out, we always have a backup redundant plan, a redundant plan. So I thought this is just another evolution of what we're doing and to protect our robust and our fiber within the community here. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Derek Hardy. Item number 8, Councilmember Orlando.
And no, I got my answer on this one. Staff was able to, unless you want to, Micah, say something. No, you're good, right? You'll be happy to sit down. Yeah, no, the tourism one, the key was how we were going to connect between the applicant, the winner and the bid, how we're going to do measurements towards that. And I think you answered that very well, that there will be a link to be able to know that this was definitely linked to the contract that we gave the Expedia. So did I paraphrase it very well?
Come on down.
Through the mayor, Councilman Orlando, yes, the VA marketing grant will allow us to track room night booked through our performance measure tracking on the Expedia site as well as hotels.com, so we can track the effectiveness of visitors coming to Tucson, spending money.
And you said last time we had like 6,000 rooms we tracked to this?
Yeah,
contract?
in fiscal year 21, we had approximately 6,000 room nights booked through this campaign, and we're looking to expand it this year and drive more occupancy.
And our budget director's adding up how much money that came to the city. She's already got that number, I'm sure, in her head right now.
I was doing it in the drive over.
Huh? Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Mayor.
Item number 18, Councilmember Stewart would like a briefing.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, crimes, and so I want to have a briefing on what we're doing with other cities around the area in conjunction. I know we were kind of the tip of the spear in leading the charge against this quite a few years ago, and I want to continue to elevate the conversation, and so love to hear what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Stewart and Council. Obviously, we're doing a variety of different things, but this is a very important task force that we belong to. The Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force is a federally funded program that we've been a part of since 2004. So by being a member of this program, we're able to leverage incredible resources, training, expertise, funding to help us identify, investigate, arrest, and ultimately prosecute people that are exploiting our children online. So this is a request to renew this agreement with the ICAC, the Arizona ICAC, and it's something that falls right in line with what we've been talking about for a long time. So I appreciate you bringing this to our attention.
Thank you, Chief. Real quick, has the funding been increased over the past years? Are you seeing more money coming in to support this program, this intergovernmental agreement?
No, this program allows us to leverage about $10,000 a year. So we pay our own personnel. It's not we are not provided funding for the personnel by our feds. So it's different from some other contracts or other task forces we belong to, but we leverage about $10,000 specifically for training and equipment.
Okay, thank you, Chief. I'd like to maybe talk to you offline about getting some more funding for this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Council, that concludes all the items that have been called in our study session. On Thursday, we do have public hearing and related action items. So with that, that concludes our council meeting tonight, study session.